The purpose of this video is to talk about adjectives, which are describing words, and how they function somewhat differently in English versus French. In English, our adjectives are invariable, meaning they're the same adjective for any object, person, place, or thing, regardless of the gender or the number of the noun. In French, on the other hand, adjectives vary, sometimes based on gender and sometimes based on number, and often based on both, depending on the word being described. In English, adjectives generally come before the noun, whereas in French, they usually come after the noun. We'll talk about this aspect in a little bit. Let's first talk about gender and number. In English, adjectives are invariable. If you think about, for example, the word popular. I am popular, he is popular, she is popular, they are popular. The word popular is the same despite the fact that I, he, she, they are different genders and numbers. I am intelligent, he is intelligent, she is intelligent, they are intelligent. Intelligent does not vary, whether it is male, female, singular, plural, etc. Now in French, this is a little bit different. Je suis populaire. Cool, I'm popular. I'm also singular, populaire is singular, doesn't vary, applies equally to male and female. Il est populaire. Wonderful. Elle est populaire. Once again, does not vary based on gender. However, populaire does vary based on number. Ils sont populaires. Notice, once we have ils sont, they are, we need to add an S onto populaire. Now, we don't say it. It's silent in pronunciation, but it's there in spelling. And lastly, elles sont populaires. Once again, because elle is plural, in this case, we need to add the S. Now, populaire is like the list of adjectives that are the beginning of the vocabulary list that applies to this video. The next set of words that are on the list vary in gender and number both. Il est intelligent. Elle est intelligente. Notice, between the masculine, il est intelligent, and elle est intelligente, intelligent becomes intelligente. We add a silent E. When we add that silent E, it does two things. First of all, it tells us that the adjective is modifying a feminine noun. Secondly, the E makes the letter T be pronounced. Intelligent, il est intelligent, the T is silent. It's part of the on, the nasal vowel at the end. Over here, however, when we add that silent E, elle est intelligente, the T is pronounced. When we go to the plural, ils sont intelligents, we have to add the S because intelligent is plural. Now, it doesn't make a difference to the pronunciation. Ils sont intelligents, voilà, exactly the same intelligent as il est intelligent. When we put this in the feminine plural, elles sont intelligentes. Now here we add the E for the feminine and then the S for the plural. The S for the plural is silent. We don't hear it. The E is also silent, but once again, it makes the T actually make a sound. Elles sont intelligentes. So this one here in the singular, intelligente, sounds the same as the plural, intelligente. This gets us then back to je, because in the first example, je suis populaire applies to any je, male or female, but here, je suis intelligent refers specifically to a male, whereas the feminine, je suis intelligente, refers to a female. In the plural, nous sommes intelligents, nous sommes intelligentes. In this instance, intelligent refers to a masculine group. Actually, it also refers to a mixed gender group because French is kind of a sexist language, and if you've got men and women, boys and girls, male and female in the same group, the male dominates. Sorry. It's just kind of that way, at least for now. In the second case, nous sommes intelligentes, this implies that nous, the we, is an entirely female group, intelligente. Notice again, the S's are silent. The silent E in the feminine makes the T sound out where it's still silent in the masculine. Now, there are some other adjectives that go even a step further in French. For example, Canadien. Il est Canadien. Elle est Canadienne. Here, notice that we not only add the silent E, we also double the N. Canadien, Canadienne. To make it plural, we add the silent S. Ils sont canadiens, elles sont canadiennes. Once again, doubling the N, silent E and the S. Canadien, canadienne. Another example of this is with adjectives that end with the letter X. Il est paresseux. He is lazy. Now, if we do this in the plural, ils sont paresseux. Here, because we have an X at the end, it just stays an X. We don't have to change it to an S or add an S or anything like that. Il est paresseux, ils sont paresseux. But once we put this laziness into the feminine form, elle est paresseuse. Here we replace the X in paresseux with an SE, paresseux, paresseuse. Now what happens then when we take paresseuse and make it plural? They feminine are lazy. Elles sont paresseuses. We have to actually add in that extra silent S. I know it seems like kind of a lot of extra silent letters, but in order to spell the word correctly in French, these are the rules we need to follow. Another example here is this word, il est gros. He is fat. Ils sont gros. They are fat. Now, because gros already ends with a silent S, you don't do anything to make it plural in the masculine form. Where it really gets difficult is in the feminine form. And honestly, you probably don't really want to use this because it just sounds bad all around. Here we go, though. Elle est grosse. Here, she is fat. Now, obviously, this is not something you ever want to say about or to a female. This is a big problem in our society, so don't do it, but for the sake of grammar, here it is. We double the S and add a silent E to give us this sound, grosse. What happens then when we pluralize this? Elles sont grosses. Once again, we add the extra S at the end, silent, to make it plural. Now, we want to talk about how adjectives and nouns go together when we have sentences like this. I am an intelligent teacher. You are a hardworking student. He is a blonde boy. She is a French woman. Notice in English here, in each of these cases, we have the following structure. I am plus the indefinite article, in this case, an, or in front of a word that starts with a consonant, a. Then we have our adjective, intelligent, hardworking, blonde, French. And then we have a noun at the end, teacher, student, boy, woman. Now, when we do this in the plural, we are lazy classmates. We are, subject verb, lazy is the adjective, classmates, the predicate noun. We do not have an article in between. We don't have a the or an a or an and. You can't really make a or an be plural. You might say some. We are some lazy classmates, but it's not really common in English. You get the idea. You all are tall girls. They are ugly men. They are annoying friends. We have subject, we, you, they. Verb, are, are. Adjective, lazy, tall, ugly, annoying. And noun, classmates, girls, men, friends. Notice the adjective goes before the noun. This is how we do it in English. French, however, does it the other way around. And frankly, not only French, most other languages do this, and English is really the exception. But here goes. I am an intelligent teacher. Je suis un professeur intelligent. Notice we have un as our article. Why is it un? Because it is the masculine singular. You are a hardworking student. Tu es une élève travailleuse. Notice here, we use une because tu es is referring to a female. Now, we wouldn't know that just from the tu, and we have no idea about the gender in the English sentence at all. But because we use une, that indicates that élève is feminine. And travailleuse then needs to have the SE to make it feminine at the end. I should actually have also said that if you notice, I am an intelligent teacher. Je suis un professeur intelligent. The noun professeur comes before the adjective intelligent in French, whereas in English, the first word is the adjective intelligent and the noun teacher comes second. Similarly, you are a hardworking being the adjective, comes first, student being the noun comes second. Tu es une élève being the noun comes first, travailleuse being the adjective comes second. He is a blonde boy. A is our article because blonde starts with a consonant. Blonde is the adjective, it comes first. Boy is the noun, it comes last. In French, il est un garçon blond. Un because it's masculine. Garçon is the noun and blond is the adjective which comes second. She is a French woman. Notice French, the adjective comes first, woman, the noun comes second. Elle est une femme française. Femme, the noun comes first, française, the adjective comes second. What happens when we do this in the plural? We are lazy classmates. Nous sommes des copains paresseux. Now you'll notice, of course, copain, classmates, the noun comes first, paresseux, the adjective comes second. But what's also interesting about this is that in the plural, we still need an article. In English, we don't use it. We are just lazy classmates. There's no a or an or the in the middle, but in French, we use the article des. Nous sommes des copains paresseux. You all are tall girls. Vous êtes des filles grandes. Notice here, des, once again, is the plural, doesn't matter masculine or feminine in this case, but it is the plural article which is needed in French, even though it's not used in English. Fille is the noun which comes before the adjective grande, and grande has an E to make it feminine and an S to make it plural. They are ugly men. Ils sont des hommes laids. Laid has an S at the end. It is silent to make it plural, but you get the idea. They are annoying friends. Elles sont des amies embêtantes. Once again, the des, because we need the article. Ami, the noun, comes first, and embêtante, the adjective, comes second. Embêtante has a silent E and a silent S to make it feminine and plural. The silent E makes the T at the end sound out. That is our explanation of adjectives, and hopefully now, based on this, you can do successful work in the sentence builder assignments that follow.